Hey, Torii, how are you feeling coming off of that?
I'm feeling a lot better. Um, I'm feeling like myself again. Um, yeah, for that last week, uh, I kind of felt out of it, kind of felt slow, sluggish. But Friday, Saturday, I started feeling a lot better. But now, I'm feeling back to myself and feeling normal. I went through practice yesterday, felt a little out of shape, but I pushed myself as hard as I could, and hopefully I have a better day today.
So you're through the protocol at this point?
Yeah, I passed all my, brain tests or whatever, concussion tests on Sunday, and then Monday just went through some FSA like flex, stretch, and agility stretching, just getting loose and trying to get my feet back under me. And then yesterday I went out to practice and did a lot of non-contact drills. Just try to stay off the ground as much as I could, keep my head out of place. And today I tried to push myself a little bit more.
Had you ever had a concussion before? What was this experience like?
That was my first one that I've told them about or that they've known about. That I've actually lost consciousness and all that. So yeah, it was my first one that I've experienced. It was a scary experience, but I'm glad to be back.
Did you feel like that hit that was on you warranted a penalty?
I don't know if it warranted a penalty, but it probably deserved a look at it afterward. I heard about the new rule or whatever, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't control it. I can only go out there and play. So.
I guess then coming off last week, what sort of feedback did you get from some of the younger receivers like Okomenius or CJ or Miles or the guys who got in the game Saturday? What sort of feedback did you get from them about how they sort of responded to taking on the whole shoulder the whole shoulder of the offense there?
Yeah, so, a lot of the guys, I told them that they had to step up. And, they told me that they had my back and that they were going to go out there and play because, I'm the leader of that group. And they knew somebody had to step up in my place because I wasn't going to be able to be out there. And you probably saw last game, a lot of those guys really stepped up. KJ, came in and had a touchdown, a couple catches. Corey Holmes had a big third down conversion. It might have been fourth, I don't know. But, a lot of those guys stepped up, Equinemius. So, they're ready to play. And I've been trying to tell everybody, over the last month or so that, these young guys can play and they can make plays for us. And they showed that these last couple weeks.
Thanks.
Torii, you guys, obviously want to play for a national championship every year. With that first loss to Texas, how important and is there added pressure going into this game, knowing that a second loss would probably take you out of that national championship picture?
We trying to approach it, the same way. We know it is an important game for us as far as the rest of our season goes. And, we just trying to approach it, like every other week. And this is going to be a tough opponent. And we know we have to prepare well and go out there and execute. So I think everybody has a sense of how important this game is. But, we just try not to make it known and ignore the noise.
I know you're a young guy, but 50 years ago, Michigan State and Notre Dame played in a huge game. Do you know much about the history of these schools and some of the games they played in?
Not really. I don't really know too much about, the history. I wasn't a Notre Dame fan growing up, so I don't know too much about it. But was it one of the games that had the Hail Mary or something like that? Was that Notre Dame or no?
66 was a 10-10 tie game, yeah.
Oh, okay, something like that. But I don't know too much about the history. So.
An easier question. What have you seen from this Michigan State defense that has impressed you?
They stick to what they know. They're not, they don't try to mix in different looks. They are what they are, and they show that every week, and they've shown it the last couple of years on film. So it's, they're the same guys. They're gonna try to test you, out wide, and try to stop the run, and they're gonna see if their DBs are more tougher than our wide receivers. So, it's going to be that type of game. We're going to have to make plays, and they're good at what they do. So,
Torii, to your right, you look like you were enjoying yourself on the field before the game on Saturday. Do you think you could have played, or just the lack of preparation during the week ruled that out in your mind?
I wanted to play, but mentally, I just wouldn't want to take that risk, of not being completely ready to play. So, everybody, I think, agreed that it would be best for me to not even play, even if I did feel good enough, just to make sure. And it was also a good time for the younger guys to go out there and make some plays and put some pressure on them, get them some experience and everything like that. So,
you said you didn't, from a conditioning standpoint, getting out there yesterday for the first time. During the whole protocol, what were you allowed to do physically?
Just basically ride the bike and run on the treadmill and elliptical.
But it's not on the field.
Yeah,
action,
of
right?
course, it's not on field movements. Friday, I got on the field and did like a small little workout, ran a couple routes in the route tree, caught some balls, but of course, it's still nothing like going out there and practicing against a defense.
What do you remember about the hit in the end zone? Is that blank in your mind, and did it impact your memories from earlier in the game when you caught a touchdown pass?
No, I remember everything leading up to the hit. I remember catching the ball, having it in my hands, but as soon as I got hit, I don't remember any of that. And I don't remember being on the ground. The last thing I remember was, taking a step down the stairs to go into the locker room, and that's when I was kind of back aware to what was going on.
You kept trying to get up right away, and the medical staff, did you see that? I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. I guess, even though I wasn't really aware of anything, I still wanted to be out there playing and everything. So my subconscious, I guess, is the same as my conscious, I guess. I don't know. But I did want to be out there. Even when I went inside, I was trying to get back out there and go on the sidelines and help those guys win.
Okay, enough questions about that. Michigan State, they love to press at the line of scrimmage. They always have under D'Antonio. I asked Coach Kelly yesterday about how he wants his receivers to respond to that. His answer was run. I mean, he wants you to be aggressive to try to get off of it. But how do you look at that, and what's the emphasis this week as you prepare for their press coverage?
The emphasis is just to make plays because we're going to have to make plays on the outside because they're going to try to stop the run. And, they're going to try to get an extra man in the box at all times. They got pretty hard field safeties. So we just got to make plays on the outside. X, Z, W. We all just got to make plays, and they're going to be thrown our way. So we got to make the plays.
What are some of maybe the technical things that you have to do to get off press coverage?
We just got to run, like Coach Kelly said, man, and just, be as physical as they are, because they're going to be physical. They're going to try to push you out of bounds. They're going to grab and hold, and they say they're not going to call the pass interference plays that are out there, but they're going to do it every time and test you just to see what your manhood is like. So we just got to go out there and be just as physical as they are.
In games that you've played at Notre Dame, what previous opponent pressed you as much as Michigan State likely will?
Pitt last year. I think Narduzzi was at Michigan State.
Oh, right.
So Pitt, they run a similar offense, and we've watched a lot of. Well, I have personally watched some film on Pitt just from a scheme point of view. Not personnel, but scheme. They have a similar scheme. So, Pitt probably is the closest team to Michigan State's defense.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Torii, down here, first row. I know you said you went through and you've passed all the concussion protocol. Coach Kelly says that even after you pass, it's still up to the player, and how good you feel. So, I mean, how confident are you right now that you're going to play against Michigan State on Saturday?
I'm fairly confident because yesterday I did everything that they would allow me to do, and I pushed myself yesterday. I did a couple one-on-ones, 7-on-7, 11-on-11. I went out there and did as much as I could and just tried to be smart about, falling on the ground and, keeping my head out of blocking plays and different things like that. So, as the week goes on, I'll definitely try to push myself more and see what I can do. And I'm confident that I'll be ready come Saturday.
I saw, towards the end of the Texas game, you were back out watching it kind of in the corner of the field with your parents. Was that kind of a surreal feeling? What was going through you as you were just watching, the end of that game?
How much I wanted to be out there, for sure, that was the most important thing, I guess. I really wanted to be out there with the guys. Even just on the sideline, I just felt so far away from everything that was going on. But, I was over there coaching and yelling as much as I could, even though they couldn't hear me. But, I just wanted to be out there and be closer to the guys and be closer to the game. And, it was definitely tough just sitting over there watching the game and how it unfolded.
You talked about the young guys stepping up. Corey Holmes is not that young of a guy, but what have you seen from him the last couple of years to now as far as his progression to the player that he is right now?
He's definitely grown as a player, and he's definitely more confident this year than he has been previously in his last couple years. And his confidence is probably the biggest thing because he's a good athlete and he can make plays. So getting that confidence, I guess, is really what kind of takes you out of that feeling pressured or whatever it may be. That kind of hinders your game, but he's definitely gained that confidence and he's been able to go out there and play.
A follow-up to the 66 game question. I know you don't know the game, but back then it was number 1 Notre Dame versus number 2 Michigan State, second to last game of the season, both undefeated. So obviously it was a huge game. Can you imagine playing in a big game and it coming out a tie? I mean,
I can't really imagine having a big game come out in a tie. Do they still have ties?
I haven't had it in 21 years.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't. I'm 21, so like in my lifetime, I've never really seen a tie, so it's hard to fathom.
Even in high school, you played till overtime. In high
Yeah,
school?
you play to win. That's how we played in high school. So, I mean, I can't really wrap my head around it.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Torii, you've had your history of obviously injuries that have kept you off the field. Does that ramp up the anxiousness to get back out there because you've missed so much time, or did that help in a way because you've had to be off the field before? How did that work mindset-wise over the last 10 days or so?
It's definitely helped. It helped because I knew, what my mindset had to be. It's definitely kind of different because it was my brain and not like a body part, that you can rehab really hard. So I kind of had to take a step back and not do anything, which is kind of weird, but I kind of attacked it the same way as rehab. And I had a lot of help. My family came down and would make me turn off TVs and sit in a dark room and different things like that just so I could get my brain back to where it was. So I kind of attacked it the same way I would any other rehab, just to try to get myself back on the field as soon as I could. And I knew I had to be a cheerleader and a coach on the sideline as much as I could. And I wasn't new to that. So I think going through something that keeps you off the field is definitely something that can help you through it later on.
And then on the flip side, how excited are you to just get back out there, especially being how big of a game it is?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited to be back out there. It's tough just being out there watching the guys play, and you know how much work you put into it, and to miss a game is definitely tough. But I'm excited to be back and to go play with my brothers again.
Corey, another concussion one, but having Corey Robinson around, someone with a history of that stuff, did you talk to him and maybe see how he came back from some of those hits?
Yeah, I mean, he just really wanted me to rest and just make sure I wasn't doing anything crazy, being on my phone, computer, whatever it may be, and just to take my time. And whenever I felt like I was ready, that's when I should come back. So that's one of the main things he stressed, and that's what the main thing that everybody's kind of stressed is: just come back whenever you feel ready, and don't feel pressured to come back. So.
Torii, Deshaun Elliott, the guy who hit you, said he called you and apologized. Can you share any details of that conversation?
Yeah, he messaged me on Twitter and apologized about the hit. He said he didn't mean to target me, and jokingly I said like, "Oh, so you did target?" and I was like, "No, I'm kidding." I was like, "He's just trying to make a play like I was, and it's all good and stuff like that." So that's how that conversation went. Also, I think Kevin Vaccaro, I think he was the other safety. He also messaged me and apologized about everything, and I thought it was cool that they did that. I can respect it. So.